You've heard me say it a million times that water is incredibly crucial in a yard. You hear me talking about humic acid, natural adjuvant, all kind of things that help the ground hold water, help the plant hold water. But I'm telling you, there's nothing that replaces that stuff. Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. That's a really big sprinkler. All right, so I got it crunk up now. Whoo, man. Watch this. You see the road out there? It's throwing it clean across the road. The road itself is 20 foot wide, so man, we are really pumping it to it now. Boy, you can cover a lot of ground with this thing, man. And I'll just be completely honest with you. This is my first time using it the correct way. I actually had the head mounted on a smaller frame using a smaller hose, a little 1-inch hose, and it just wasn't enough to supply this. And now that I've got my big 2-inch hose on it and the 2-inch frame, holy cow. I'm telling you, I could water, actually I can water more than my entire backyard with one of these. Oh my goodness. So here's the water tank I'm pulling off of. That's a 3,000 gallon tank. And I've been watering for about 20 minutes roughly, maybe 30. It's half full. 1,500 gallons in about 30 minutes. All right, so I'm a curious guy, you know that. So let's have a little fun right here. And let's take this nozzle out. And let's put this nozzle in. Now you can see there's a noticeable difference in those two. I'm really curious to see what happens. All right, let's see what this big boy will do now. Holy cow, she's toting the mail now, boy. Good gracious alive. It's throwing pretty much the same distance, maybe a little bit further actually. Oh, maybe a little bit further, but man, I'm putting out so much more water. I'm gonna fan this down a little bit because it is throwing across the street into that neighbor's driveway. You see how that breaks the water up. Kind of spreads it out a little bit. Wow, man, this is so cool. All right, so just for the record, and I don't think I've actually said it yet, so I've got 175 feet of 2-inch hose, then my pump, then another 50 feet to the water source. So hey, there you go. Now that I've got it set up correctly, I am quite impressed with this thing. I mean, it really reaches out there. So I took a rough measurement, and I'm about 84 feet. That means 84 feet that way, and 84 feet that way, and the same this way. So, man, that's a huge area. So this right here is about 6,000 square feet. This another 6 over here. Maybe add 4, 5, 10, 20. You're probably somewhere around the 23,000 square foot range, roughly. Now I know a lot of the Now I know a lot of the folks that watch my videos are kind of the DIY based group of folks, and that's probably not going to do you a lick of good. So who I'm talking to is a very specific group of people. In order to run this sprinkler, you have to have a lot of water. You saw I put out 1,500 gallons in right at 30 minutes. So you need a very good long-term water supply. So what does that look like? That means a big water tank. It means a pond, a river, a good stream, a creek that possibly could be dammed up a little bit. Something else you need you some 2-inch hose, a good quality hose that can withstand being drug around on the rocks and on the gravel driveway, on the paved, or anywhere. And lastly, you gotta have a high pressure water pump. You gotta have a water pump that'll get down and get dirty and push the water and push enough water to feed this big sprinkler. So maybe athletic parks that don't have irrigation, maybe horse riding arenas that you need dust control, ballparks, baseball fields that you might need dust control in between games or something like that. Folks with really large yards on the farm, and you've got a pond next to your yard or something. Folks that have big gardens and you want to cover a really big area of garden. But you got to remember, you've got to have the water supply, because I'm telling you, this thing ain't no joke. It will flat out throw it to it. So you know, I've been using the Big Sprinkler brand from bigsprinkler.com for a while now. I've showed you the sleds, I've showed you the miniature wheel carts like this. They're a little bit smaller version than this. I introduced you to the brand new sleds, the smaller ones, and then they've got ones that's a little bit bigger, and then the watering carts. Now this is a step up from all of that. That's kind of why I was saying the average Joe Smo homeowner, this isn't for you. Now I've still got the smaller units, the scaled down version of this. My 10% coupon is still active for that. Okay, I'm gonna link that up in the description. You can check it out if you want to. Now I talked with my friends at Big Sprinkler, and they said, hey Pete, why don't you tell them about our deal we got in July? So for the whole month of July, they're running a special on these bigger carts right here. They got free shipping on them. Now, I was talking to them, I said, well, let's do a little better than that. Can we give them a coupon code for that too? So with them being as good of a company as they are, they're so cool to work with, they said, sure Pete, we'll give them 10% off and the free shipping during the month of July. Now, so it's clear, this is July 2019. Now, let me be real clear about something again. This isn't for everybody, okay? This isn't, you can't hook this up to a water spigot. That's going to piss you off if you try it, because it's not going to work. If you have any doubts, any questions, look in the description. I'm going to put their website and I'm going to put their phone number down there along with the coupon code to this. I'm also going to link to their smaller versions that the homeowner would use, I've actually got another video that I did on that, on the smaller sled units. I'll put a link to that. It's going to be lots of information in the description below. So if you have any question, you need to call those guys at Big Sprinkler and make sure you get this thing set up correctly with your pump, your hose, and all that kind of thing. So hey, as always, I appreciate you watching my video. Like, subscribe, and share, and tell all your buddies. I appreciate you. Check you later.